What is going on YouTube? Joe here with Culination Media, bringing you yet another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle today against Carlos Oso. And today's match is going to be a UU match, a lot of fun as you can see by the Pokemon that we're bringing. I'm bringing mostly RU. Most of my team here is indeed RU. I believe Electros is NU, at least it was the last generation. Ambipom is UU, and then I believe everybody else is RU on my side. On my opponent's side, he's got stuff, you know, from just all over the place. I don't even know. He's got quite a few 6th gen Pokemon, so we don't know where they're going to land just yet. But that is that. Before we get into the teams a little bit further, though, just want to remind you guys that as long as this video reaches that magical number of 50 likes, we're going to continue those double daily Wi-Fi battle uploads for you guys and all that fun stuff. And I know yesterday we missed the 2 video mark, which is unfortunate. I had some internet issues. I know you guys have heard this before because I mentioned it in the video that went up earlier today. But that being said, I hope that you're enjoying the fact that I'm putting out 3 videos today. Hopefully that makes up for it, and if that happens again in the future for whatever reason, if I get busy or whatever, and I'm not able to get up the 2 videos, hopefully the next day I can bring 3, and, you know, it makes up for it and all that fun stuff, and nobody hates me, because that would be bad. Now, as for our opponent here, Carlos Oso, I do believe he challenged me on Twitter, so I will try to find his link, because for some reason this weekend when I was taking battles, I had so many different people battle me, and for some stupid reason I decided not to write down their Twitter names, so I can't put it in the description. A lot of them I just don't remember because there was too many battles. I'm not used to so many people asking me for battles, I guess is what it is. Just I'm not used to it yet. But in the future I will try to write your name down. But if you notice that you're not in the description, if, you know, you see yourself in a video and I did not put you in the description, just comment below. It's usually just because I couldn't find it, and that's all it is. As soon as you comment that and I see it, I will definitely put you in the description, and yeah, hopefully there's no hard feelings there. Now, I don't think I'm going to go too much further into the teams here just because I've been talking for a while, so let's get into the battle. There's no reason to have like a 5-minute intro. 2 or 3 minutes is long enough. So, and this is kind of a sort of a long battle. It's like about 34, 35 turns. So that's that. I guess I can explain along the way as far as teams and stuff. So I'm going to start with my Ambipom because it is a pretty good lead. And it is running Fake Out Shenanigans with Life Orb. All of that stuff. Seems to be pretty common. I decided I would try it. Why not? And that is that. So I go for the Fake Out here on this Hitmontop. And I don't really know what they run. And I found out the hard way that this one has Mach Punch. I know a lot of them have, you know, Rapid Spin and that kind of stuff, but I just wasn't sure what this one was running. And that is really unfortunate because that actually kind of sort of cost me the match. And you'll see why later on. This Ambipom just is basically useless now. I only have 2 hits left in it because Life Orb does about 15 damage. So that is a big, big problem for me. I'm going to switch into my Braviary here, which is Choice Scarfed. And he's going to switch out into his Milotic. And I'm going to hit it up with a Brave Bird, which I thought would be really great. Really, really great. And then judging by that damage, this thing has to be physically defensive. It absolutely has to be. The way he switched it in there, and judging by that damage, my attack is like 190 something. There is no way that it only takes that much damage from it. It has to be bold-natured, you know, full investment in physical defense, and I just can't kill this thing. He goes for the Toxic as I switch in my Electros, and that ends up missing, which is unfortunate for him, because that would have been some nice residual damage. Although most of the time I do go for Volt Switch when I have Electros out here. I can't do that with Jolteon around, though. I'm really not able to do that, so I decided to go for the Giga Drain. It would still be super effective, and it can hit the Jolteon for some decent damage. And he's just going to go for the Volt Switch here. It's probably a Choice Spec set. That would be my guess. I'm not seeing a Life Orb or anything. I guess it could be Choice Scarf, but at 130 base speed, there's really no reason to run Choice Scarf. So out comes the Delphox. Beautiful, shiny Delphox. My voice just cracked like crazy there. I got very excited. I love shiny Delphox. It just looks so cool. He's going to switcheroo me here, and I'm going to get stuck with a Choice Scarf, which is kind of bad. He's going to get an Assault Vest, which means that this Thunderbolt's not really going to do that much damage at all, so that was a good switch for him. And kind of a bad switch for me, because Choice Scarf Electros really isn't that great. I'm not that fast to begin with. So having a Choice Scarf is kind of bad. He's going to switch into his Jolteon, which is a good move, because now I have to switch out, and he knows that, so he can just go for a Volt Switch and, you know, get the switch priority. What I should have done here is predicted the Volt Switch, stayed in to take that because he would have outsped me, not take all this damage on Torkoal, and then hit whatever wants to come in with a Thunderbolt. And now he's going to be able to switch in Milotic, so that was a mistake on my part. I don't know why I decided to switch out, but I did. So I'm going to yawn here and force this Milotic out, basically, or just let him kill me and then fall asleep. Either or. And the problem here is that this Milotic is gaining its HP back slowly but surely with the lefties. I know it's carrying their recover too, and that's actually going to be a big problem later on, because I do eventually get recover stalled, which is bad. Getting a little bit ahead of myself though, and kind of spoiling the end of the match, which I should not be doing. I decided to go for the Stealth Rocks, figuring he would switch, and he does. And that's going to force him to bring out the Hitmontop again and go for the Rapid Spin, which is fine, because if he wants to bring that in on the Torkoal, I have a really big chance of hitting him up with a burn with the Lava Plume. But first, I need to get around this Jolteon, who's just going to Volt Switch. This is all this thing does, is just come in and he just spams the Volt Switch. And that's pretty much what I do with mine as well, so he's playing it right. It's just, it's incredibly difficult to go up against if you don't have something that can absorb electric type moves, like something with Volt Absorb or Lightning Rod or a ground type. I don't think I have any of them, so that makes my life really hard. Out comes the Malamar. I'm going to hit him up with the Giga Drain. I kind of wish I went for the Leaf Storm, but I wanted to get some health back after dealing with that. And he's going to go for the Superpower because it's running contrary, so it just flips the, you know, raising and lowering of moves, so he's going to get an increase in attack and defense instead of it being lowered. And he gets the crit, so that kills Sceptile. I did calc that. That was not going to be a one-hit KO, so that is really unfortunate that that happens, because I would have been able to get more damage off and then revenge him with my Electros, so that did matter. Definitely mattered. He's going to get another Superpower off, and now my Electros is going to take major damage, and that just is very, very unfortunate. I can't really risk going for an electric type move, because if he switches in Jolteon, he's going to get all of his health back. Although, he didn't really have too much of a reason to switch there. I guess I should have went for the Thunderbolt, you know, to get the stab and kill him off, but I did not. I felt like it was too risky, and it really wasn't. So the Electros goes down now, so now I'm down Sceptile and Electros. That's a big, big problem. I'm just going to bring in Braviary, go for the U-turn. That's what I should have done in the first place, because I am Choice Scarfed. I don't know what I was thinking. I know he had the, you know, defense boost due to the Superpower, but I don't know. I made some really bad plays, and it definitely came back to bite me here, because that U-turn is, you know, 4 times effective because of his Psychic and Dark typing. That probably still would have killed, even though I'm not banded, or at least would have done a lot of damage. I don't know. It was a bad play. He's going to bring out the Hitmontop here as I bring out Ambipom, and I pretty much need to switch. That means that he gets a free Rapid Spin to get rid of my rocks, and that is a bit of a problem for me. That is indeed what he goes for, and goodbye rocks. It doesn't really do that much damage, just about 10, because he gets another crit, and I'd rather him get crits. If he's going to be getting the crits, I'd rather him get the crits on the Rapid Spin than on anything else. So I know I can take that. I know I can take at least one close combat, because Hitmontop is not crazy powerful, and Torkoal is crazy bulky on the physical side. So I take that kind of sort of okay. Going to go for that Lava Plume here and kind of just fish for a burn. Does a lot of damage, almost kills him, and I do get the burn, which is great. He's going to eat his berry. I was kind of worried that it was going to be a Lumberry there, but it is in fact a Citrus Berry. I don't know if that's any better or any worse for me. He's still burned. He's still going to take the burn damage. His attack is still kind of screwed. So even though he's surviving a little bit longer, he's not going to be able to do nearly as much damage. And with the burn, Torkoal is going to be able to survive the close combat, which is great. I barely survived it. I'm able to get my Stealth Rocks up again, because I really want these rocks up. I really, really do. It is important that I have the rocks up. It's going to do a lot of damage to that Delphox. And I just basically need to have him up. There's no reason for me not to. He's going to take more burn damage. He's going to go for the Rapid Spin again, and that's not going to do any damage. But I kind of pro-played him here and just went for the Stealth Rocks, guessing that he was going to go for the Rapid Spin there. It was just kind of a 50-50 prediction. I figured that he would try to because he had another turn to play with. You know, he wasn't going to die to the burn damage here. It really wasn't that risky of a play for him. But because of that, now he is not going to be able to get rid of the rocks. And Torkoal survives another close combat. So his defenses drop. That's not going to matter. He's going to die to burn damage this turn. I decided to just go for stealth rocks here because it doesn't matter either way. So if he went for the rapid spin again, at least the rocks would be up no matter what. And like I said, down goes the Hitmontop to that burn damage. The rocks prevail. Torkoal outstalling the Hitmontop. And the Milotic's going to come out next, and that is a bit of a problem. I can't outspeed this thing, I cannot do anything, and I do not have a switch. I have nothing that wants to switch into a Scald. He's just going to go for the recover, and that is a bit unfortunate. He's going to get back up to full health, and this thing is a huge problem. I have no answer to it. The only thing that could possibly kill it was Sceptile, and he died due to a crit. So that is kind of terrible. Kind of terrible. So I'm going to yawn him. He's going to switch out now. He does not want this Milotic to fall asleep. Even though he'd get the Marble Scale boost to his defense, he's just not ready to, you know, be asleep. And the Delphox comes in. He's going to take that Stealth Rocks damage, and that's why I wanted it up, because it does quite a bit, due to the fact that, you know, the fire typing is weak to the rocks. So, unfortunately, Delphox does survive that Lava Plume when it switches in, but he's going to be able to just finish me off with the Psychic. And he's in a range where I can just, you know, come in and revenge him with pretty much anything that I want. You know, that will be faster. So I decided to go into my Braviary. He knows that it's Scarfed at this point, and I'm just going to U-turn. And, you know, in case he wanted to switch, but there was really no reason at that point when it's at that low health. You know, he can't get rid of the rocks, so it would just die on entry. So it's just a matter of whether he wanted to save it for fodder or not. He decides not to, which is a smart play. There's no reason to, you know, make an unsafe switch like that and take an unnecessary Brave Bird or something if I decided to go for that. So he brings in the Milotic now. I'm going to bring in the Ambipom, go for the Fake Out. I really don't have any other move at this point. I'm just running out of Pokemon. I'm also running out of HP on my Ambipom, as you can see. And that Fake Out does an okay amount of damage, I suppose, but not really enough. I'm going to go for the knockoff here, get rid of that leftovers, which is great. But I'm going to die to my own Life Orb here, which is really bad. I really needed this Ambipom at better health. And if I did, I really think that I could have won this game. I think if a couple different things happened, I would have won this game. First of all, I made a couple of misplays, and if that was not the case, I might have been in better shape, such as, you know, just getting unnecessary damage on Torkoal earlier in the match, and stuff like that. But if I didn't get that crit on the Sceptile, I think I would have been in better shape. The RNG kind of sort of gave me, you know, justice, kind of. Not really justice, but it went the other way there with that crit on the Milotic with the Brave Bird there, but it still doesn't kill. A crit Brave Bird does not kill. He gets the recover off, and he's just stalling me at this point. I get him back down into the red with another Brave Bird, but he's just going to keep going for recover. I guess there's no reason for him not to, because at this point I need another crit in order to kill him, and that is not going to happen. I'm going to switch out here. That's really my only chance to win, because I am locked into that Brave Bird. I can't switch to Thrash or any other move. He's going to go for recover again, and now he's back up to full health, which is really, really bad. So I can go for the Swords Dance here. You know, I'm packing the Focus Sash, and if he wants to go for Scald, okay, that's what he does. As long as he doesn't get a burn, I am in good shape. So he does go for the Scald. No burn. I'm going to go for the Sucker Punch, predicting another Scald, and it does a lot of damage, but not enough. Still not a one-hit KO, and this thing is just too bulky. So another Scald's going to take out Absol. Now I can come in with Braviary, and I can hit something up with a Thrash. I don't want to go for the Brave Bird because I'm not going to be able to live the amount of recoil that I would need to live. So in comes the Vivillon, or Vivian, however you want to say it. It does take massive amounts of damage from the Stealth Rocks, which is great. That's another reason that I wanted it up in the first place. That's why I fought so hard with that Torkoal to keep those rocks up. And it goes down very easily, but he still has that Jolteon. I could very easily kill the Milotic, but I have nothing for the Jolteon. It outspeeds me, even though I am Scarfed. because this thing, regardless of whether the Jolteon is scarfed or not, I'm pretty sure it just outspeeds regardless. You know, timid nature, 130 base speed. I cannot compete with that. I think Braviary only has base 80, something like that. So that's going to be a loss for me. And like I said, I wish so many different things happened differently than what happened in this match. But I have to say I love his team. Absolutely. Bringing the Delphox, thankfully, that is just absolutely amazing. The superpower, you know, Malamar, that's really cool. I want to try that myself. I've been working on breeding an Inkay, so hopefully if I get that trained up soon, we can start seeing some superpower shenanigans of my own. And then, of course, the Jolteon. You guys know I use Ohm the Jolteon all the time in Wi-Fi battles. I use it in OU as well. It just does so much work. And Hitmontop was pretty refreshing to see as well. So I really don't have a problem losing to this team, especially because I brought many lower-tiered things, even lower-tiered than UU. So my team was a little bit overmatched here, but I think we held our own. And like I said, definitely a fun battle. Thank you very much for the battle, Carlos Oso. And like I said before, your stuff will be in the description below, because I'm pretty sure I remember what your Twitter name is. Pretty sure I do. If I get it wrong, just let me know in the comment section below. But that is it for this time, guys. Thank you very much for watching, as always, and do not forget to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. And I will see you guys for the next battle, but until then, game on!